YouTube was good. It's your boy Jody Joe. Welcome to Jody's Corner. I'm Jody Joe. This is Sal Ward.
Special guest in the building.
Flash in the house.
Yo, what's good?
E-Man.
Happy Friday!
What it do?
It is Friday. Guys, this is not the only stream. We're going to do this stream for The Last of Us, and then we have a traditional Jody's Corner Live. Double streams today, baby. Yes, double streams for y'all.
You're welcome.
Yes, what can I say except you're welcome. Thank you guys so very much for being here. We just come off of the episode 5 of The Last of Us, which coming off of episode 4, which wasn't really all that, great and eventful in my opinion. But, I got the Discord team here. You know what I'm saying? We're going to talk about this episode. And I want nothing held back. Fight like a young man. A lot of people have something to say, I'm sure. We still haven't gotten a lot of opinions. But first, I want to put out there that this episode wasn't the greatest. I enjoyed a lot of the stuff from this episode, and I was annoyed with a lot of things from this episode, y'all. I'm trying to tell you, man, I was really, really frustrated. I almost screamed at the screen by the way some of them were acting. The biggest good thing about this episode is I had some tension there. There was some tension, and then the epic moment that happened at the end of the episode where the car went underground and you guys know what happened. All that stuff, all hell broke loose, right?
Right.
That was great. But within that, we got to see something that bugged me was and it's not just limited to this episode. This is actually a problem that I think has existed for the entire show, except outside of episode 1, maybe. The fact that they don't act and move and talk and walk and just overall live like they're living in a zombie apocalypse, it takes me out of the immersion of it. When they're just hopping, skipping, kicking cans, punching, high-fiving, soccer ball underground, screaming, saying whatever, and walking in the middle of the street. These type of things is like, if you're taken away from the seriousness, the direness of the situation that you guys are in. And I just wish that they would pay more attention to that moving forward. That being said, this was definitely better than episode 4, because episode 4 was almost a snooze fest. I didn't really dig episode 4, but I can see a lot of people have problems, especially video game fans, about Joel or Ellie or the way things went down. But for me, I'm kind of in the middle with it. There's things that I loved, there's things that I hated in this episode. Flash, what about you, dog?
I'm on the other side of it. I mean, yeah, I can see what you're talking about, because when we do play the game, there are those parts where the fungus is all over in the air and they have to wear the mask, and that's where mostly the clickers are at. And that's when you have to get on your knees and really not make a noise and sneak around.
Right. That element is not.
In this show
at all.
It's not. Yeah, I can agree with you on that part.
And that was the best thing I said that was going to work for this show was the tension of being around these zombies.
Right. Definitely those clickers, because you definitely have to not. You definitely got to hold your piss back to walk around.
This is more like the Army of the Dead, like those runner zombies who are just like about just chaos and in numbers.
Chaos and don't care.
Yeah.
Don't care about.
Don't give a freak.
They just.
Yeah, I'm coming.
Yeah.
Hordes.
But this episode, I actually did enjoy this episode.
I did too.
To tell you the truth, with Sam and Henry, their little story that they did in the beginning to meet us to the present time, which would show you how long they was hiding and how hard basically they were trying to stay away from this woman.
You liked the character. What's his name? Would start with a W. Henry? My bad, Henry.
Oh, this is a W.
So in my head, I was like W, but I was like, no, his name is Henry. Then I just said, my bad. That was an Eve man for a second.
Yeah. Yeah.
You liked him?
Yeah.
I thought he was terrible.
You thought he was terrible?
Yeah, he was trash.
I liked him. I enjoyed him.
I thought the actor was good.
Especially the actor. He was good, yeah.
The actor was good.
He was good. And he really persuaded me to freaking join their mission with Joe and them. I was going to join and gun with them. I was the possible mission going underground and monsters underground. I'm going with you, guy.
Cap.
Nah, bro. But
okay.
Again, they did and the part with when they was hiding in the house. That part they actually pull it off really well. from the video game
feel you.
compared to the video game.
Right.
That was a really, really dope scene. I loved it. I enjoyed it.
All right, Flash really enjoyed it, loved it, didn't dislike anything. He loved all of it. E-Man, what you got?
I like the fact that I mean, as I said, this shit was mid. I like they tried to sell me on the brotherly love thing. I mean, that was kind of cool for a minute. You know, him trying to save his brother. Keep him safe, keep him right. You know what I'm saying? Get him out. You know what I'm saying, of the bullshit. And I thought that was kind of cool for a minute, but then I start seeing they trying to sell me on some bullshit, bro. Nah, this ain't working. All this shit that they kept trying to do, it just kept pausing the fuck off. And it just kept irritating me.
Pausing the F off?
Pausing meaning like, it seemed like every time they were trying to go somewhere, they would pause back, like they would push back, they would stop back, they would stop it back. All right, pause. Let's do something else. Pause. Let's do something else. And it seemed like every time they kept trying to make something actual, like, oh damn, okay, this shit is on point. I'm feeling this. Keep pushing back, like this is some bullshit. I'm not feeling this anymore. I'm not feeling this love or connection or whatever. It's just like.
You didn't feel no like connection between Sam and Henry, the two black brothers?
At first I did, but then I start seeing where it was going. You know what I'm saying? I start seeing that Where was it going? It was trying to tell us a story that wasn't telling us a story. It was telling us a bullshitty ass story. Like the story was, I felt like the story was better of the girl, him telling the story about the brother's story more than his story and his brother.
All right,
how he was a
when
good
you
man,
said of the girl telling a story about her brother, then more than, are you talking about the mean evil lady?
Yes.
Who was talking about when she was growing up?
Oh.
About the story of her brother?
Yeah.
Oh,
okay.
Oh, I'm over here thinking about him.
I'm learning how to speak E-Man.
So I prefer that, but honestly, like
bullshittiest. They telling a bullshitty ass story
in that language.
I was upset too. I felt just like how you did when I was screaming at the damn TV screen, seeing this.
What frustrated you the most?
One about Joel shooting one of them two fools or whatever. He took off running like a bitch. Started talking about, I'm trying to help y'all get out. Oh, they shooting, gotta go. Like
that was a problem.
That was an issue for me.
Like, is that a problem for me that he ran, right? But then, why would you accept him back and trust him again?
And then another thing, you can still hear me. Another thing that really got me was.
What's that?
They're walking like there's nothing happening. If I'm in a zombie apocalypse, bro.
Shata's rewiring this so we can do this.
If I'm in a zombie apocalypse, I'm gonna be like,
still don't trust it.
That's like the video game.
Yeah,
right
I'm gonna
there,
be
creeping.
low.
I would have been stuck to the side. I would have been hopping fences. I wouldn't have been on the street.
Cars and shit.
Yeah.
Seeing what's going on I'm whispering this shit, bro. I'm not about to be having these conversations. You over there, like, and then
double high fiving.
That shit's stupid.
Yeah.
Just everything. Them, as you said, we know about the clickers. We know about.
I think some people will say that some people will say that you're nitpicking because you didn't get a video game experience.
I don't care. I'm getting a show experience, and what I'm seeing right now, the game may be better, but the show is trash.
Some people would disagree with the fact that you're saying the show is trash because some people are actually feeling something. They're getting something from the show. Look at the Flash. He loved it. So there's clearly a disconnect between what you see and what he sees. And Flash knows what's good. He played the game and he liked the show. Oh, you ain't gonna shit up and down like you try.
Nah, bro. Nah.
Hey, my nigga, he just scanned you, bro.
He scanned me?
He just scanned your shit. Like, this nigga.
I know you didn't scam me, nigga. Did you?
He scanned you.
Oh, so you did. This nigga's the only nigga I know who only got a 19-letter alphabet, nigga.
The only nigga I know who calls himself the Flash and he even fucking fast at all, bro. You can't run for shit. How you gonna run? Nigga, you can't even run. You can barely do that.
How you fuck up on the song that you knew for 30 years, nigga?
You can't even do that.
How you fuck up on the song that you knew for 30 years? A, B, C, D, E, F, G, Z. Nigga, what the fuck?
As I said, bro, miss me with that shit. But this like I said, this was mid. Only good part about this is the zombie. You know, like I wanted to see that whole thing about the situation when we saw episode 4.
What were you expecting? Were you expecting from episode 4, which you said was boring? What were you expecting in this episode?
I was expecting it
like a lot of action.
A little bit more story and action at the same time.
Nada asked the question in the Discord. Oh no, on Patreon, she asked the question at the end of the episode. She says, I believe she said, "How does this progress the story forward? How did Did the story get progressed forward with this episode?
No.
I mean, there were.
Are you asking everybody?
Yeah.
Yes, it did.
How so?
Because they actually got past the city
Yeah.
to go on. That's their goal,
That's
to
the
move
story.
on to their. Yes.
Okay. All right. Yeah, I'll take that. So E-Man, he feels how he feels now. Before I go to the Discord, I know it's gonna be some opinions in there. Saddle Ward, you're up.
Thank you, Jody Joe. Yeah,
You're welcome,
man,
bro.
I really can't say this show was trash.
No.
I can't. It was too many good moments for me in here for me to completely write off the entire episode. There were some really strong moments for me, and
You sound real clear, by the way.
there was some really weak moments for me. Some of the strong stuff is that when I felt the tension of just the young man telling his story, and I commented for those of us that was in the Patreon and together, I said, wow, he's a great actor. To be so young and to be so believable and to have such a raw look. We never saw him. I've never seen him in anything in my life.
Yeah, me too.
All right. So I really liked his presentation. However, what's going on for me is we get these little zombie pockets of just it's all or nothing. You know what I mean?
Yes.
I could have got a child zombie in the nursery. That was a scary ass scene, very tense. And then you decide to play soccer in there against the wall. We're finding out that Ellie is still a kid and she's doing kid shit. But if I say to Jody's child, all right, man, we in a haunted house, let's pretend we scared. 10 minutes later, unless the game is over, Jody's son is not going to be like, all right, I'm done with this, let's play this there. Like, we going to be tiptoeing around. Kids take that shit seriously in a game.
Facts.
Not only with...
Nigga, this is life, and you taking that shit like it ain't shit.
Listen, when you're researching a show like The Last of Us and you play the game, and you know that A Quiet Place came out 6 years ago, and then A Quiet Place 2 came out, and they were both hits. You can see how easy it is to create tension without making a noise. I wouldn't have been mad if the whole episode was whispered. There was no point in today. You're in hostile territory. You got zombies all over the place, and you're talking in your outside voice. And nobody told the kids to be quiet.
Facts.
Nobody told them time to go to bed and shut the door. Zombie apocalypse, I don't shut the door to my child.
Facts.
It's just little weird stuff. I think the director had a lot on his plate, and some of the stuff he did amazing, like I said. But why do I care about the girl's brother? And he was a great man. They emphasize what a great man he was. I'll never meet him.
Facts.
The big hole in the crater that was the cliffhanger from last week. They
I'm
never came.
assuming that was him that came out.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was all of them.
That's what I was expecting.
What do you mean? Him as a...
That big Hulk motherfucking mutated
remember we
version
saw the
that came
Grim?
out under the
You
house.
think that was her brother?
No.
I thought you were talking about the crate, the thing that
Yeah,
was.
Everything under the
yeah.
crater.
Yeah.
I
that's
think that
all
shit
of
that was moving was,
all of them.
but yeah.
Right, but
nigga.
they're 8 miles away from where that crater was.
Yeah.
Now, if I'm in a zombie apocalypse and I know all my zombies are circulating in one little area, I say somebody get a cinder block, let's drop it from 13 stories up through the floor, and everybody just starts shooting. I'm not going to let that happen to me. I'm going to plan the attack. You know where all the zombies are because the floor's shaking over there. Everybody get all the weapons we got. Let's have a kill 'em party and kill 'em. Why go 20 blocks away trying to revenge your brother's death, and then when you get him, what's this? What are you doing? Do you really have to load the gun? Her safety's not on. She's driving. Her safety's on, and then she's cocking the pistol. She's drove 10, 15 minutes to get him. You know they there. He radioed it in.
Yeah.
You get out the
I agree
truck,
with that.
and
That's a
then
good one.
your weapon is brandished at your side, and I'm not nitpicking.
Some people will say you're nitpicking right now.
I'm just
I
frustrated.
think that people be like, you're
She
just
should have
tripping.
been busing from the door.
Yeah, but that's not
Shout
how
out to
these
Saf
things
for that
work.
one.
You're going a little bit too
He
hard.
stopped. He turned
Yeah.
around. He looked at her. She looked at him.
Yeah.
Come on out. And her gun's not out. You've been trying to kill him for 3 days.
Hey, bro,
Facts.
she said, come on out. Henry came on out. She said, this is how it ends sometimes. And then there's some of him. She hears the truck falling through and she does this.
It was
shit
Batman
was mid.
1966 villain moves. That's all that threw me out of it. But the director did a great job. The timing was off, the editing was off. I just didn't
I think that the direction of this episode was very mediocre.
And I don't think Flash, of course they got out of the city, but I think that in that tunnel where we were all tense again, I could have got a zombie. I don't need 800 zombies at the same time.
Yeah, I agree with that.
And they blew their load really fast. Yeah. We didn't really see any details. There was a lot of quick cuts and cutaways and Joel shooting everywhere.
Missing.
I think that this is not I don't think this is the HBO crowd that's watching The Last of Us. I think this is the Last of Us video game pop culture crowd that's watching this.
Did you see Ellie load her pistol last week? She loaded her pistol like fucking Van Damme.
I'm not even gonna lie to you.
And she was running, shooting like this.
Yeah.
She hit the glass, didn't she? I swear I thought she hit the glass.
I think she killed one shooting back, not looking. But this is a girl who was taking her gun apart last week like she was Kevin Gates' daughter.
Episode 1, 2, and 3 is HBO. Episode 4 and 5 is FX.
See okay.
You know? Something that you would see on
FX. I
FX.
have fun. I'm having fun. But I just want to keep it consistent with where we started with episode 1 and 2.
And to ride off of his point before I go to the Discord now, this show set the bar. I didn't come with no hype. I didn't put nothing on this show. I didn't put no, unrealistic expectations. I don't think none of us did.
Nah.
None of us put anything on this show. This show was a blank slate coming in, and it just was like, yo, this is what we are. Here's episode 1. This is what we bring in. It was like, God damn. Episode 2 was like, yo, this is what we bring in. We was like, holy shit. And then episode 3 was like, come. And we were like, okay, this show is this show. And then 4 came, and it was mid. Yeah, we thought. And then 5, this one here, which isn't terrible, but...
No.
It's better than 4.
So you got to think. So think it to ourselves. All right, we got to go to the fangirl. We got a fangirl up in this motherfucker. She know who she is. All warmed up as shit. Boulder B. Tell us how we tripping.
Toasty.
A fangirl. I'm not a fangirl.
She got the itis over there.
Okay.
Yeah, I do got the itis. I ate all that goddamn food.
It was good.
Watching this shit. Yeah, it was good, of course. But I like what I visually see. The effects, the staging, the locations, the set designs, the character casting.
Yeah.
But what I'm hearing and watching the characters do, I do not like.
Sorry.
I do. Why would?
Go ahead, girl. Let it out.
When Joe went up into that house and that Santa Claus ass nigga was shooting from the top, and he was like negotiating with him.
Yeah.
Joe would have put a bullet in that motherfucker and kept it going. Like, why are we having this whole back and forth? Don't do it. Just slide the gun over to my feet and just shoot this motherfucker.
I think he even said something about give me an hour or something like that.
He said, give me an hour.
Wait here an hour.
Wait here an hour. And then you can basically leave.
Video game Joe would have never even thought to ask that motherfucker his name. Video game Joe would have strangled his ass from behind and laid his body to the side and then got on that gun.
Do you think that's about a gameplay of seeing him shoot some? Because in the game you got to shoot something, right? So you think it's about that?
Yeah, but it's not even just gameplay. I can see that you don't want to spend 30 minutes or 20 minutes of your time showing people listening real hard and crouching to the ground all the time.
Yeah.
But at the same time, you can sprinkle in little character development, but the stuff they're sprinkling in about Joe, I don't like. Joe was never this compassionate towards people that wasn't Tess, Ellie, Sarah.
Yeah.
Do you think it's a Hollywood trope, though, that they have to give him values and valor and honor and make him an honorable man?
You can get that he's an honorable man by the way that he stands up for people that is affiliated with him. But all this giving a fuck about other people around him that don't know their name, Joel
Yeah.
ain't that kind of dude. Ted said in the beginning, we're shitty people and we've been shitty people for a long time. He used to be people like that. That's why he knew that dude was faking the last time. He was like, nigga, we used to run schemes like that all the time. Did you used to kill innocent people? Yeah. That's Joel. Joel is a guy with morals due to his responsibility to Ellie. But you don't see that when he's dealing with other people.
So that's a legitimate grabby complaint. I've heard it. I've seen the chat talk about it. Joel
And
is
Ellie's
a bitch.
trash. They make Ellie trash for me.
All right, so before we go to Ellie, your consensus that what a lot of people are saying is that Joel is soft. And
He is.
that's a problem for you. Okay. I've heard that a lot. Do you agree with that, Flash?
I mean,
He does not.
for
You don't see it. You didn't mention it, so.
because it's the way the show they give it. Since the show is short, so they have to rush his shit. That's the thing.
Okay,
But, so-
okay. I think it's just the problem what I was talking about earlier in the beginning of season 1 when I was talking. Making this from a game to a show is going to be difficult.
Yeah.
You can't. You have to look at this as a show, and if it does it right. If you look at this show and expect a video game, you're setting yourself up for failure. This show is
Episodes
not going to
1 and
surpass.
2, HBO. Episode
Yes.
3, AMC. Episode 4 and 5, FX.
Add episode 3 to that HBO that she said because I think that was the best one. But I feel you.
Nah, you get them heartfelt, random ass episodes on some shit about The Walking Dead, and they ain't killing those
Oh,
zombies.
y'all niggas capping.
Okay. All right. So, all right. Well. Thank you for that. Now, we're let's go to my man Rob. We're gonna get to Ellie in a minute. I'm definitely want to hear your opinion, Bo, to be about Ellie because you know a lot about this freaking game. So go ahead, Rob. What's up with it?
Bro, I see why they didn't put this on Sunday against the Super Bowl. This is I've never been so insulted in my intelligence. This is the least intelligent zombie show I've ever watched.
What do you mean by that? How do you feel like your intelligence was insulted from this episode?
From the way that the characters move, how people have been saying it all this time.
Yeah.
They're walking in the middle of the street.
Yeah.
They're not checking their surroundings. They're not sticking together. They're when a fight breaks out, they can just stand and look.
Yeah,
They don't know what to do. Joel's not leading, saying, "Come, follow, stop, wait." Like, and then niggas running over to one spot to get the camera shot so they could get that shot. Then they running back to the other spot so they could get the shot. Then they run up. Then they run back to get the camera shot. Like, bro, it doesn't make no sense. It makes no sense what they're doing, bro. This is
So they don't seem to have a
idiotic.
regard for their own safety, as they should
No.
in a zombie apocalypse.
no.
And that makes you feel like, yo, is that like the ultimate betrayal? Like that the fact that it's not hitting on that level?
The fact that this is a zombie show and I'm not afraid of the zombies is a problem.
Like The Walking Dead or such, right?
Yes.
Some would argue with you and say that maybe you're looking for the wrong thing. This is really about the humans and surviving in a post-apocalyptic world, and the zombies are just like a little side piece that's just supposed to excite you every now and then.
If this is about the humans, then this is also trash.
Facts.
I was
You
gonna
got
say,
me there.
These characters are dumb. Joel's not a leader. When they was at that grave, nigga, and Ellie said, "Come on, Joel." That's supposed to be Joel saying that.
Yeah,
Why is
yeah.
she more masculine than Joel, nigga?
Yeah.
Come on,
Yeah.
bro.
So I think a lot of the
Um,
reason why Joel is such an honorable, nice guy is because him as a character, he has to share that spotlight with Ellie more. Like even in the game, Joel is not really fully a leader in this show. Ellie is as much a leader, or she's challenging him more in this show than I remember. She's more important in this show than I remember her being in the video game. As far as when it comes to like will, making your own decisions and influencing her influence on Joel in this show is way heavier than her influence on Joel as me playing the game. But I didn't even have a problem with that though, because I know that's different than the game. My problem with it is it's a character's being sacrificed, and I believe it's Joel. I believe it's because I believe Joel is supposed to like not even using the Joel video game version, Any man taking care of a little girl in a zombie apocalypse is going to be heavy protective. Is going to not trust anybody. You wouldn't
Facts.
trust those two niggas.
Facts.
Let alone after you ran away and when the shit went off, you ran and said, "I gotta go. I'm leaving. I'm out, bitch." I would have never messed with you again. You wasn't gonna sleep under my roof that night after we took that house. You and that little nigga that find your own shit.
Yep. We fed you too.
Yeah, bro. That's where I would have
Ain't
been
no
with it.
Cuckman for that. Ain't no Cuckman for that.
Yeah, man. So I
They
feel
didn't
you
even
on that.
invest in the whole thing.
That
Go
shit
ahead.
was-
Who's that? Keon, go ahead, Keon.
I felt like I can't. I want to respect this show, but I'm having a hard time doing it if they don't respect their own rules. Like the the unbalance in the show, but with the zombie and human balance is not good. The ratio isn't like that. The goddamn that bloated, that little nemesis looking shit that came out of the ground. Then
Yeah.
we only got
Yeah.
like 10 seconds of. That was supposed to be the climax of the show. That wasn't good. The CGI in the show wasn't good. I mean, I had an issue with this episode. The other episodes were okay, but I think this episode really dropped the ball. This was a throwaway episode.
Throw away. Wow.
What was CGI?
Your mic is off.
Damn, look at it, Joe.
Let me see.
It's bloated.
Like, did you see the zombie running? All the zombies came out of the ground and they were running. It looked blurred. It looked poor.
Yeah, the CGI was challenging. Yeah, I saw that. I definitely saw that.
Some more War Z
And then
shit.
did you saw that they made sure they highlight the monster on one side so we don't get the full view of the monster, and they only showed the monster for maybe a total of 10 seconds in the show.
I thought
And
the
that was
camera
supposed to
was
be-
moving
that.
fast. That's why it was blurry. Because the
Why
camera
does it
kept
matter
moving.
about that though? Like,
The blurriness
Because
didn't
the reason why it matters. Oh, go ahead. I'm sorry.
No, you finish. I'm sorry.
Nah, Qui-Gon said, "What does it
Okay.
matter? Why does it matter about the?"
It matters because if you want me to enjoy the show, you have to make me enjoy it. Like the
They
reason why
made
I
me,
brought up
though.
the immersion point, the reason why I'm bringing the immersion point is because it's almost like if you don't believe in this show, I'm not going to believe in this show. Like the
Facts.
Quiet Place had more rules in this show.
Facts.
Goddamn, The Walking Dead it respected its own rules in this show.
Facts.
Like,
Keon,
what, I mean,
you don't think
I'm not looking
they
at it
believe in
anything-
the show?
Now listen, let me finish.
You don't think they believe in the show?
I'm not coming from a video game perspective. I didn't play the game. I'm watching this as a total show.
Yeah.
I'm comparing it as a show, not a video game. And from what I see, goddamn Rick was a harder nigga than this motherfucker right here.
The Rick was a pussy in season 1.
What?
Yes,
But you saw his end result.
but he was a
He
pussy.
got
in
there.
season
Rick
one.
ended up
With
being
that business, bro.
Rick ended up
Rick is
being
the
worth the
business,
shade.
bro.
He ended up being worth the shade.
Shit, Rick was
He was
the
a
business,
pussy in
bro.
season 2 too.
Yep. Mm-hmm.
Until he killed Shane.
Until the season
No,
one, they're two different characters.
right. You the
They're two
savage.
different characters.
I just don't understand y'all gripes.
But
Don't make sense to me.
yeah,
Look.
because
Who's that? Who is that?
Me.
That
So whenever you see the lines
Qui-Gon.
that shine green
was
when they talk,
Qui-Gon? Qui-Gon,
Yeah.
would you play soccer in the middle of a zombie apocalypse or let your kids hit a ball up against the wall when knowing sound is the only thing? Would you let a deaf boy kick a ball against the wall when you know sound is the only thing that can get you caught?
wow,
Think about that.
wow.
If
It's a
they,
yes/no
if it was
answer.
an actual,
You
if
about
it
to
was
get
an
an answer from me,
actual
too.
zombie apocalypse,
Yes.
I think everybody would die in this show.
100%. That would
That's
have
the
been dead
honesty.
time
That's
ago.
the honesty in it. But that's in every zombie apocalypse movie or show. So that's why I don't
Nigga.
understand why y'all are saying that.
So
That
did
don't
you
make-
duck?
wait,
Did
hold
you
on,
duck
hold
the
on.
question, or
What?
did you
On the quiet
spin
place.
away from the question? The question was, in case
I
you didn't
asked
hear
you
it,
the question.
you said in an
did you not
actual.
listen to me say
It was a yes or no. Would you let your deaf
I
child?
said yes.
You would.
I answer yes. Yeah.
okay.
No, I'm
you be a
saying.
dead
And
nigga.
my thing is,
You be a dead
because he's coming off from this
No,
TV show, from this
no.
episode
I know who not
also.
to be with in the
I'm about to
Yeah,
get on
yes.
set
I'm
because he
not
pissed me
There
off.
was like,
Yeah.
there was like,
Nigga, if you've been living 13 years zombie free, what you think you gonna be living free, aren't you? You gonna be walking around with your dick out, aren't you? 13 years zombie free.
Who was living 13 years on?
They were. They
Joe?
hid the zombies. That
Not
city.
Joel. He's talking about the city.
Not
That
Joel.
city.
But not Joel.
That city. They hid the zombies for 13 years.
But not Joel.
you mean the little boy that was hiding in the bedroom for
Yo,
11
Michael.
days straight?
From the girl.
I'm talking about the little
That
boy
shit loud.
that
And yeah,
kicked the
You
from
just-
the
soccer ball.
girl.
You can just clip it on your shirt
All
and
right,
talk.
Bert.
Sounds
They
good.
was only hiding from the girl.
Hiding from the girl.
Yes.
Who you talking about?
He's talking about Sam and Henry.
Yeah.
And that's what he's trying to... Is your zombie? Is your mic out?
It
or
died
what?
again?
Yeah, that. What's up with your mic?
I don't know. It's in and out. Just restarted the shit. Hold on.
Don't y'all got the same mic? You need some newies?
Yeah, man.
You too?
Not me.
I'm with
But-
you. I'm on yours.
but-
No, you and him together. Me and him together.
Yeah, get them both.
Until then, I'm gonna restart your shit right now. Shit, hopefully you'll start this time.
Here, you can.
There you go. You go ahead.
Check.
Okay, so you're upset that he didn't understand that there was 13 years of no zombies in that city.
Yes,
But I don't think he's complaining about.
but
That's
that's
why
why I'm
Joe-
saying. That's why he's free kicking the ball on the soccer ball.
Didn't he just spend 11 days in an attic hiding with no food
Hiding
from
from
the
who?
rest of the city?
Hiding from who?
Noise is
The rest of the
noise.
city.
Flash.
Hiding from who?
The rest of the city. He said the rest of the
From
city.
humans, not the zombies.
So quiet is quiet. I don't give a fuck who you're hiding from, Flash.
That's a good point.
What the fuck? All right, let me go in the sewers and yell so you can hear me. Do you think you can?
Yeah.
If you was up here and I scream in the sewers, can you hear me?
If the whole city...
Answer my question. You running like Qui-Gon did.
Virgo.
Answer my question.
Virgo.
You're running like Qui-Gon did.
Everybody please
Answer my question. You're
Adjust-
running like Qui-Gon
adjust
did.
your
That shit is
headphones.
loud. You can put that shit on your shirt. It sound good.
Yellow.
All right. I'll sit. Keep going. Y'all keep talking.
Answer my question
Gotta put
because
it
you're
on.
running.
Just another one.
Just plug it. Take up the silver out and plug that shit up. Here you go, Zach. Give me your other one. Thank
Jody.
you.
Alright.
Oh, catch it.
E-Man, the receiver
can't
go
see
right
'cause
there,
of the
dog.
light.
This is the receiver.
God dang.
He threw you the receiver.
You threw me the receiver. This nigga's trash. Oh, for sure. He has issues.
Shut up, my bad.
Here you go, bro. Here you go.
Hello?
He hasn't plugged up the receiver yet.
Yeah.
Give it a second. Give it a second.
Could you repeat the
There
question?
you go. You're good. Yo. Okay.
Could you repeat the question?
If I was in the sewers and you
Okay.
was above ground
Silver.
Yes?
and I kicked the ball on the wall, would you hear me?
No. But if I was running from the whole city and they were looking for me everywhere, I would not know if you were above ground or below ground. That's what called looking for people is. And when I'm hiding, I'm not going to be let my guard down for 2 minutes if I'm a scared little boy who was crying upstairs less than 24 hours ago.
I can see that. Yeah. Yeah.
And they pulled
Yeah.
a gun on him. They had no ammunition. They pulled a gun on Joel, right?
Yeah.
And you're saying at the end he had Joel's gun, so they never got any
We
ammunition.
never got to that part.
Got it.
We were just talking about
Hiding and them being
Yes.
too laxed.
yes.
All right. So a stalemate then. All right. Back to the this
Already at this point that where we're like, we
All
don't know, we're all
So-
saying something like, we don't know how the show's gonna go.
So
I don't know how
let's
it ends.
we're back
If I
live.
gotta have any ifs or ands within 5 episodes of
Lottie.
the
Y'all
show,
back on?
I know it's not gonna turn out good. It's never gonna turn out.
Hey, yo,
yeah,
we back, you guys.
Oh,
Okay. So
all right.
So we had a little discussion right there real quick, but everything is good now.
Check.
Does anybody have an issue with the way? Obviously, does anybody have an issue with the way this episode was handled? As far as
Yes.
Yeah, currently is.
who thinks
You gotta
this
go.
episode?
Yeah,
Who thinks
I
this
do.
episode was just another great episode of The Last of Us?
I mean,
I want
visually,
to hear from Qui-Gon. Qui-Gon, go. Why was this a great episode?
Because the zombie aspect of it was the best I've ever seen. I had never seen no zombie aspect. They came above the ground
zombie aspect
and they
was the best. Oh,
charged.
fuck.
This is a
Nigga
zombie
said
show.
fuck.
This is a zombie show. What are you talking about?
You
No,
sure
it's
about
not.
that? No, it's not.
It's a drama show. It's a
Thank
drama
you.
show.
It's a
Zombie
character
show.
study
They have
show.
zombies. It's
No, it's
around
not.
the
Drama
zombies.
show.
What is the one reason why this show is popping?
It's not popping because of that.
What drives it? What drives this show? What drives
The
the
character.
show?
The
Video
character.
game.
What drives the show is
No.
Stop.
What is
Stop.
the
Now, what
plot of
drives
the
the show? No, what drives the show is goddamn Joel and Ellie. That's
Yeah,
the whole
it's
point
true.
of the story.
Like, how
But
can
the
you say
fact
that
they're
now? All the
fucking
Why
that
the
shit
reason-
up is
Why
regardless.
what are the reason they're together?
What do you mean? Why are they reasoning together?
What
She's
is
zombie.
the reason that they're together?
They're,
Because he's strong and she needs to get to the place where she can make a cure.
Yes.
yeah.
wrong.
Qui-Gon.
There are zombies in
He's
this
trying to save his
show.
brother.
Hey,
There are
Qui-Gon.
zombies literally in this show.
But
Around the show.
Qui-Gon,
That's what
we've gotten. We're on episode 5.
Yes.
Yes.
We've gotten about
5 more
8
to go.
minutes of zombie time.
I say
In-
5, Sad. You being
in-
too generous.
With episode 5. Episode 5, each episode, except for one, has been about 59 minutes. One was an hour and a half, and I think we got a total of 8 minutes zombie time out of 5 hours of content. You think that's a good balance?
Cloud Chasers donation $10 on the Cloud
Hey!
Chaser. We're able to
Shout
highlight
out,
the
Cloud
comments
Chaser.
now. Got that highlight there. He says, I have yet to see any gore from this show.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Right.
Damn. How you gonna have a zombie movie with no
Well,
blood?
at least showed us where the
He
hairy
literally
And
ripped his
Jody-
head off.
everybody
Jody,
else.
I
Literally
sent
ripped his
you
head
some
off.
stuff, some comparison stuff into your Discord messengers.
Can I answer his
Okay.
question?
I got
Can I ask a sad
I know why
question?
they did that.
Can I
Yes,
answer
Sad,
Sad's
yeah.
question?
Yes,
Yeah.
you guys had a question.
Sad.
Yes.
Yes, sir.
No, answer your question. Said, I don't have a problem with that because the zombie shit they showed in this show was fire.
That
Nigga,
You
bro,
could give
why
me
do you
10.
keep
You could give me 10%.
No.
You can give me 10%, 20% as long as it's fire when it happens.
Okay.
Dog. What
Okay.
makes that
Hey.
fucking zombie scene fire is what I'm trying to capture. Is
I
like,
don't know if y'all gotta
I
rewatch
mean, you
it.
saw 500
Yeah.
zombies come from underground and do a swarm. People are like,
nigga, I literally saw Daryl on a motorcycle
seen
carrying
one
about 1,000 damn
That
zombies.
was crazy, my nigga. And it was.
asked,
I didn't know.
you asked
I didn't know.
what was good about the zombie scene. I'm trying to describe it to you, Lottie. When there's people.
Enjoyed
when you
the
see-
little girl clicker that slid through the window.
There's that.
Joe was
That was that was low key weird as fuck. I thought I was
Joe
watching
saw that
us.
shit and didn't even shoot.
So,
was
so Lottie,
sniping them
Lottie,
niggas.
what is your issue with this episode, bro?
My issue with this episode is, I'll be honest with you, the pacing is just terrible. It's
Explain how
effing
it's
up the
terrible.
show.
Explain.
All right, so glad to get again. You ain't gonna like it because I'm gonna have to go back to episode 3 with the gay couple.
No,
All
no,
this
no, no,
could've
no, no,
been
no,
done.
no. We're staying here, episode
You're
5.
gonna
Yeah,
say
I was
that.
gonna do it.
Episode 5. We're talking about this episode.
So with this episode, I'm not gonna lie, the pacing was kind of dumb. Because what did we have dialogue for? What was this dialogue for? Was it to progress the story, or was it just to, give these characters some backstory and have them feel some certain type of way?
The latter.
I'm gonna be honest with you. I need a show that's more about you surviving than you talking and having all this drama. What was the point of that woman being in the show?
I didn't like Rory. I don't know.
I don't like her.
The progressive-
Thank you.
That was
That's the
weird.
whole fucking problem with the show. Is
Yeah.
their pacing and their characters that they're adding do nothing for the show.
Because
We literally got the black dudes, and
You're right.
guess what? We don't need them no more.
yeah,
Some
We
would
don't need them
argue,
no more.
some would
Why do
argue
we need
with
the
you-
white woman?
Some would
Because
argue with
they-
you
Why was she
and
talking
say
like that?
it's,
Was she on drugs? Why was
I
she
don't
so
know.
calm?
My shit is low. I guess only when I talk to her like this is working. There's something wrong with this one.
You get over there, Jody?
Like Karen. Just
Nah, I hear you, bro.
Yeah, she's the Karen of the
Got
show.
Rory in there,
But back to what I'm talking about with the pacing. But what I'm back to.
You want to trade?
No,
Hold on,
just turn
hold
up
on.
the
Hey,
second.
Lottie, my nigga, you capping, my nigga.
Yeah.
Hold
How am
on,
I
Qui-Gon.
capping?
All right, there we go. There we
Oh my
go.
God, here
I
we
like
go.
that
How
now.
am I capping? Because I've
Nitpicking on
been
this
saying
show,
this
my
since
nigga.
episode 1.
You're
I-
nitpicking on this show, bro.
I kept waiting
How am
for
I
her to.
giving it a
nitpicking? I
pass.
said this in episode 3 that the damn pacing was gonna be terrible on the show.
If they
That's not
keep this up,
nitpicking.
it's the best zombie show.
I
got-
can't.
All right, so
Nigga, oh
so-
Lord, you
all right,
just
hold on.
Sad
I'm gonna
Hey.
mute them all. Go ahead.
I kept waiting for that actress to show us her crazy. Like, she was so reserved and so, you're gonna. She was very matter of factly, and I thought she was gonna take it to some place where we see her hair come loose and really get that out of the box nutty Heath Ledger maniac of her, and we never got that. She was consistent
died.
through
Yeah,
the.
she's
through
dead.
the
Yeah, Lottie made a good point about her introduction and demise in this episode was absolutely, utterly useless. Even her second number 2, the way he just went out, and that's what I would say. People would argue. I'm just saying, Lottie and Sad to you both, and pro Qui-Gon here, because people would argue with you guys that it's not about the
Very
actual
beginning.
stories that they're having.
I
Lottie, it's about the zombies and the missions, that it's just showing you a progression of these characters going through hell and the experiences that they go through it. You know, you come, you go. That's what happens when you're trying to go. Let's say, for example, I'm trying to get from LA to DC. Nigga, we ain't staying at more spots more than a couple of days. So we gonna see some people, we gonna meet some people, we gonna say bye to some people. We gonna come across some zombies, we gonna be by some zombies. When you're traveling to a destination and you're progressing that way, things don't have time to linger in your life unless they're joining your crew of the mission of traveling with you to DC. So looking at it from that perspective, it's more of not about the characters that come into their lives. It's about Joel and Ellie and them coming into the lives of people they come across.
And damn, we could just make this shit Avatar and call it the Tales of Ba Sing Se at this point. Shit. Because that's literally what you just described to me.
If you was a geezer, right, looking at some fucking little girl trying to get
I
somewhere,
gotta keep it a buck with the show.
you'd be avoiding people all
Nigga,
fucking
none of these
time.
issues.
Hey, we got somebody over there.
You're probably going to get murdered and
Trixie
you're probably going to get hard. Like, do you know what I mean?
Nah,
You would
I got
avoid
one.
people.
I got one little thing wrong with this, man.
Man, hey, I'm gonna keep it a buck.
That's a good point, Trixie. I'm gonna go. I think that was PVO Thad. Was that you trying to get in? It was not. Xenoblade, go ahead. Or
Yes,
Xeno?
me.
Yeah.
Do you remember the part where they was running down the trucks with the cars? Remember how
Yeah, run down
the
the
lady
cars
was
with the truck.
coming? They was running down the trucks with the cars. I hated when every time they kept falling, they just stood there and just stared at them coming. Like they're supposed to be hiding.
Facts.
They need to stop
Right.
staring too much.
But that right there, what you're describing, is very much not a video game. It's a TV show thing, and it's a horror show thing. It's a zombie thing. Niggas trip over branches and get ate by a swarm of zombies. Like that's a zombie TV show trope, is it not?
It is.
So
Yeah, it is.
I happen in The Walking
They was
Dead
doing
too,
that a
so I'm
lot,
not gonna
though.
say
That's some
Like,
dramatic bullshit.
you don't feel that
I
like
hate
2
that.
times. Like remember when the zombies all came out the hole? And all of them was firing at them. They didn't even try to see. As soon as they came out, I would have booked it for the house. I wouldn't just stick staring there, just watching them gun them all down.
They watch their enemies fight the zombies when they should have been the hell out of there.
Yeah, a lot of it was incredibly frustrating.
Ellie was the only smart one. Ellie was the only smart one to jump in the car.
Yeah, that's a TV show trope.
Sam died on time. They weren't supposed to be here more than an episode and a half. But
Exactly.
the time that we waste, I feel like we wasted time with them. I don't know.
And how about this? There's only a couple episodes left, Bolt.
That's what I was saying. I feel like we wasted time, but that's what I'm referring to. I don't think we should have cut them out of the show or nothing like that. What I'm saying is this episode feels like a waste. Just like for me, episode 3 and 4 should have been together, and 4 and 5. 4 should have been over, and 5 should have been we get through this and going on to something else. We should be on the next episode for episode 5.
Trixie, do you think this was a waste of time?
Yes and no. I mean, you got to think. I never played the game to start with. I'm actually a massive fan of zombie things, but I can tell you now, like some things of zombie, like most of it, I hate because I'm like just the fucking concept of how sometimes people things go for. I mean, this to me felt like a filler episode. I'm not gonna lie. I was watching it, but I was doing my fucking invoices as well. You know, you got to think it's episode 5. The first episode we all agreed was trash. The second one was great because the first one was trash. Then we had the gay episode. I didn't make it to last week, so I had other shit to do. And then we have this one. So you're like, it's episode 5 out of 9. Like, even Walking Dead had, like, I think it was like 7 episodes to the first season. And even that was, like, I had covered more shit than this had, you know.
Facts.
So it's just one of those ones where I'm like, as a standalone show, you can go, yeah, it's okay. Put it to the game, no. But at the same time, it's also not a great fucking zombie show either, to be quite fair.
Right.
It's not.
Let's talk about
Like,
for a
it's one-
second why it's not a great
it's
zombie
fine.
show. Trixie, that's a very good point. It's not. I got to keep it a buck real quick. Regardless of how I feel about the episode, this shit is not scary. This shit is not as climactic as I thought it was going to be. This is not an eventful.
Really?
This is not really. And this is what I said. As I mentioned it to Bolt. A lot of y'all disagree with me. I said, if you ain't making this shit about zombies and making that tension about me having to crawl in those rooms, go through a building of zombies and trying to get at the other side, that tension factor of zombies there's 8 zombies in there. You know there's 8 of them in there, but we still got to go in there. If you make these humans, the politics, or them just bonding, the gay episode, Bruh, like, I think it was a mistake overall
Yeah.
to not make it a bona fide, scary, thrilling, post-pounding, tension, zombie TV show. Because the number one essence of playing The Last of Us, Flash, regardless of how you feel about Ellie, regardless of how you feel about Joel, the number one thing that makes us love that game so much is how we feel while playing it.
Attention.
Yeah.
And
This
this
is
They
was
had
why.
tension.
100%.
It had
It's not
tension. I
Resident
don't
Evil
understand.
against Silent Hill. It's a survival
No,
horror.
it didn't.
The
Right.
point is to
It
fucking
did have
survival
tension. It
horror.
didn't have
How can
tension
that
in
be
the
a
action
different
scene at the end.
Qui-Gon
didn't
said
have
it
no
does have
tension.
tension. There's tension here. There is tension here, Qui-Gon. You're right. It
But that's
exists.
not what we want.
Exactly.
The real
No.
tension.
So do we have
Y'all-
too high of
y'all-
expectations, or are expectations too high because we admit it has tension but not enough?
Yes.
Yeah.
Expectations
Yeah.
are high.
And-
because we
and-
already
and-
know
This
it.
is
No,
high.
no,
Y'all
no,
got
stop,
shit to the
stop,
ceiling.
stop. Hold up. No, I got
The bar's
something.
not even
And I-
that high.
and I
We ain't
feel
seen no
like-
damn zombies.
I feel like we
Thank
think
you.
it's
No,
high.
no. Better yet,
It
I got
is.
something better.
I
I got
Wait,
something better.
Lottie.
I feel like
They have 10 whole fucking
God damn.
years to do this. Expectation is
Yes.
extremely high. So fuck me, man, fuck over, all right? I ain't having that
Hold on,
shit.
hold on.
If you
You
got
know
like
what?
episode
Lottie
one
mad.
and get a
Lottie
damn
said-
show
Lottie-
done, then guess
Jody,
what? And
you
you
do
ain't
your-
delivering those zombies, that's cat, that's rats. I'm
You know,
not dealing
and
with
yeah.
this shit.
And another thing, like Netflix's Black Summer is way better than this show, and that show is kind of low budget too. And but the tension in that show with the zombies are
It's
extremely intense.
A1.
This is why I give this show.
Yeah.
What?
Go ahead, Qui-Gon.
Ask a question. Hey Lottie, my nigga, did you like episode 1?
I said episode 1 was good. It was decent.
Yeah, it was chill.
Did you like episode 2?
I really
Fire.
didn't care for episode 2.
Fire.
Alright, bro. See, look, bro. I could tell you coming from cabinetry, bro. I can hear this shit. How the
so?
fuck are you giving? How are you saying episode 2 is bad? But you're getting on this show? What?
I didn't say
that don't
it
make
was
sense.
bad. I never said it was
That's not
bad. I said I
consistent.
didn't care for
They
it.
didn't care for it.
I don't understand. No, how didn't you care for that? I can
Because I
say
already
the
told
same
you in the
shit to
first
you.
episode.
How?
See you missing my point. You keep missing over the things what I already said. I already said that this show is not gonna do as good as it's gonna as most
You're
people
already
think.
biased going into
I
it.
said
That's
it
what
in the
I'm trying
first
to tell you.
beginning of the damn show.
You're already biased going into it. That's what I'm trying to tell you.
I'm not biased. I had my expectations, and I said, guess what? My
You didn't
expectations
even like
are high.
episode 2, bro.
And guess
No.
what?
Wow.
You have 10 whole
Nah.
years to get this done.
Nah.
You have 10
Yeah.
whole years to have a story.
wasn't-
And
got
if
a
you
point.
can't
Hey.
produce that, and it's literally mid, and it's a C at best, guess what? I'm not going to
Giving
give you no
episode 2
fucking
no
A+.
credit.
All right. Lottie and
Not even
Qui-Gon.
giving
Lottie and
episode
Qui-Gon.
two
Pause for a
credit.
second, real quick.
Can I
Sad.
keep
Go
it
ahead.
buck?
I mean, I have to agree somewhat with who
This is
loves
Lottie.
the show?
That's Qui-Gon. Qui-Gon likes the show.
Qui-Gon, I gotta agree with you on some levels. I think that the people that are doing the show, they've already shown us that they know what they're doing, that they can create tension, that they can create a bit of gore. I remember
Yes.
her hiding in the old museum with the muskets, and she's behind the glass, and the clicker was after her, and that felt tense. Even today, inside that narrow ass hallway, I felt my chest tighten up. Also, when the young man Henry was talking to Pedro Pascal for a minute, the scoring, when you go back and watch it, the scoring created tension. I said, why am I tense? They're not in danger. They know what they're doing. They're just not doing it and giving us they're just teasing us, but not getting us off. We're not getting it all the time or where we want to get it at. We're getting it
I
at
wanna answer that.
weird moments, and I don't feel like they're following through a lot of the time. There was so many moments in there again that I felt like were missed opportunities to make this show don't watch it in the dark type of show. And this is a show you could watch at any time. You're not going to feel, you know what I mean?
To everybody who has issue with the tension, saying that there is too much or enough, but not enough, I give you this. Tension is something that we feel, and all of us can feel things differently.
Right.
But going through a show like this, you have to understand our understanding is what lends tension to our feelings and emotions. What we see, what we experience, a head getting blown off, or going down this creepy hallway with no sound, and what's on the other side. That builds up our tension. So those of you guys who like my man in here, he says y'all are bugging. It was mad tension in this episode. I believe it's because what some of us see things in a show that remove our attention because we're I'm keeping it 1,000, not trying to offend nobody. We're catching things that are taking us out of the tension. Like the girl turning back, Joel missing the truck, his aim going up and down at a spur of a moment, them trusting the black dude. I mean, the old man up at the top, that weird for somebody who's watching it and not noticing those things, their tension is going to stay high because they're just trying to see what's going to happen next. Like, oh, god dang, and you're not seeing it. So if you're not cognitively seeing these things and acknowledging these things, these errors, in my opinion, that are happening in this episode, your tension will not go down. What you have to understand is when we're tense and we see some dumb host shit happening that don't make it believable, it will take our tension away. Therefore, people having a difference of their gauge of what tension is.
My friends were excited.
I'm surprised
I
that
got
your
one
tension
too.
isn't high.
My friends were
I thought
excited.
you would be more in line with what Qui-Gon is because you got trash memory. You don't remember shit.
And Bolden, in the room, everyone here was excited. Joel now has a scope. Do you know what that means?
He can't shoot for shit.
So now that he has a scope, he shot the bulldozer on an 18-wheeler.
Nigga missed by like 6 feet.
He shot the ground
multiple times.
Like,
He went in the shot.
and that's what Qui-Gon. That's what upset us, huh?
Hey, can I
You gonna take out the other shots
in
he hit though?
In the game, when you get a scope, I don't play the game, but guess what? In the game, when you get a scope, what happens?
Hey, your
The shot changes. You look through the scope, you line up the shot, and you take the shot. I don't have to play The Last of Us to know that. So if you're making a video game television show and you give your character a scope, give me that little bit. You know what I mean? That's like going through the free
Let's be serious. Let's be serious, all right?
Yes.
So
that nigga playing
you're
duck
taking away the shots that he hit though.
Huh?
Wait,
Are
what?
you taking away the shots that he hit on the zombies?
They're not taking away the shots that they hit.
You're talking about before the zombies. Before the zombies showed up.
Oh.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You're not gonna
He went from Stormtrooper to Jason Bourne in 30 seconds when it was convenient.
And back to a Stormtrooper.
And then back to a Stormtrooper.
Don't disrespect Jason Bourne like that.
No, he was on point, man.
You say, hold on. You say that he shot the clickers, but yo, we barely see the clickers in the show. It's like the shadows covering.
Technically, the clickers are only supposed to be underground.
He missed the truck, but hit the clicker, and the clicker was like,
yeah.
wow.
I will give this. Those clickers look nice. The clickers look good.
So
everything looks good. The execution just terrible.
Yeah, the execution. The only time.
Hold on. I was gonna say, real quick. I was gonna say, real quick. First of all, just by watching the show with y'all, I ain't gonna lie. I fell half fucking sleep with the goddamn zombie parts, bro.
Right, because you was sleepy. You was already sleepy earlier, bro. You just taking sleep, bro.
You just got off of work, bro. You weren't when you're sleepy, bro. Don't watch this when you're sleepy.
I literally fell half asleep on, bro. 1 through 4, I was up.
So you're bored.
Was the one that put me to sleep, bro.
Okay.
I ain't gonna lie. I had to go back and rewatch this. Like,
so what's going on? What's going on? The consensus that I'm getting is this show taking a dive?
Yes.
Yes. You know what else is gonna happen?
Not scary.
Yeah.
They're doing and I agree with y'all too. Like that's that Hollywood effect. Like from people who turn the brain off and watch this, they're gonna be like,
it's crazy.
Oh, the show done shit good, but
ain't
when you're really not looking at the details.
I thought the creator was on set.
This show,
that's the thing. Bill Drummond didn't write this. He didn't write it or direct it. They're just all right, do it, and I'll be over here.
No, he's George R. R. Martin.
This show is always going to get in comparisons to any zombie show, bro, because it's supposed to be a zombie type of apocalypse shit. So when we think about The Walking Dead or World War, any zombie movies, whatever, bro, we gonna do comparisons to it. And this does not have it at all.
It kills slightly better than Resident Evil.
But it's a zombie.
That was only one. That big thing that we saw was Resident Evil.
This is reason
but it's
why,
a zombie. It's a zombie show, so we're expecting that.
This is reason why I don't like.
Let Flash get it. Go ahead, Flash.
This is reason why I don't like it.
them calling them zombies because now everybody wants to compare them to other shows zombies. They're not zombies.
What the fuck are they?
Oh, come on, Flash. You know
Hey,
they eating people.
This is what we get.
But even when they're not traditional zombies, is more eventful than what we're getting here.
Aren't they eating people like zombies?
Yeah,
They
she ate the lady. The little girl ate that old white
They're the
lady.
undead. They're the undead bros who
They're not dead. They're not undead.
Is it a scary show or no, Flash?
I'm guessing you want survival horror. I mean, because you get some scenes like that, but it's not really scary.
Well, I'm very shocked. I'm not shocked. I understand. I'm just trying to see the full scope of things. People be trying to say that I'm gonna say you don't understand. I'm just trying to understand full range what's going on here. And basically, I agree. I think it is taking a dive too. Episode 4 and 5 are not 1, 2, and 3.
Right. I knew the dive was gonna come. This is what happens in every show.
Why do you think it's difficult for them to get this formula right though? You know what I mean?
I don't know, my nigga. I am starting to believe those rumors that Druckmann and them motherfuckers put all they gusto and writing power into that one gay episode, and they just was like, you know what, 4 and 5, we'll just fill that in with whatever. Just make sure that this one's good.
So by episode 8, we need to be here.
Yeah. Probably, yeah.
Hey, what it is? Neil Druckmann had help on part 1 on the game. That help
walked out on him, right?
That help walked out on him.
Yeah.
No more. So Neil Druckmann got all the power. That Neil Druckmann needs that help. He needs to get slapped up. Nah, nigga, don't put that. Nah, nigga.
Yeah, I think I think he's definitely overrated.
I like the show. I just don't love it.
Right. I think we're a slave to the fact that it's HBO, and that's causing us dismay. I'm gonna go to Bolden Beto because she brought something up. Bolden Beto, you mentioned Ellie. You don't like the way Ellie is in the show either. Now, why is that?
He looks like Minnie Mouse.
Hey, Jody.
You said you don't like Ellie. Why is this?
It's not a dislike for Ellie. I don't like how they making her do a lot of dumb shit. Now, granted, we know that she's supposed to be dumb. She's never been out of the QZ. Yeah. She's never been outside. The reason she got bit is because she was fucking around. She's always touching shit, always messing with shit. We saw that episode 2, episode 3. But all this talking and walking around, the first of all, before they started getting shot at, you're never safe while you're still in the Kansas where you know people are hunting you down. So you walking up straight, loud as fuck, talking to a deaf kid. I didn't understand what she was doing there. Got sprayed thin. And then towards the end, they changed the way they handled Sam
the burial
infection.
Oh, the infection.
Yes, it did.
They made her seem dumb to me by trying to rub on that boy's scab.
Yeah. That was by far. That's when I said this show is ass. I was like, are you serious?
I was like, why are you giving this boy hope? If you knew this boy was infected.
Yeah, that was weird.
If Ellie in the video game knew this boy was infected, she would have went and told Joe immediately. There's no way she would have waited with this little nigga all throughout the night.
She is a kid though, Bo. Like a kid would do some dumb shit like that.
Really? No. She's 14, not a kid.
Military student. No.
She's 14, not a kid.
She's 14, bro.
That's a kid.
She's 14 and she believes that her blood has the cure. She really believes it.
So he didn't drink it or nothing.
All it took is for her to rub on people.
Yo, you know this reminded me
alive, nigga.
Hold on, this reminded me of Star Wars: The Rise of Skywalker when Rey started healing Kylo Ren.
Oh yeah,
that's what I was thinking.
I really thought she was about to heal. I said, please don't do this. Please don't do this.
No, I was doing it more for his sake of I'm gonna calm this little 8-year-old boy down.
And then busting in the back of the head.
That scene made Ellie seem dumb to me.
Oh, okay. Shit.
That's giving that little boy hope like that.
How about he woke up looking out the window, watching the sunrise as a zombie, and didn't wake up. He woke up before her. She didn't wake up with him on top of her because you couldn't put a black boy on top of a white girl on TV. But so he woke up looking out the window, already transformed into the zombie, and didn't try to bite her until she said, "Hey, are you up?" And then
in
the
the
little
video
boy
game.
that made no noise for the whole episode
You loud, side. You loud.
was
You
like,
got it.
Well, runners
are.
don't use
here
the
come Flash.
They
Cap
are
City.
runners don't use the
Cap
shield
City
to
trick.
drive.
Cap City trick.
He wasn't
That's
the
true.
clicker yet, but he is still affected with sound and
Oh shit.
and in sight. So that's why they had his back turned.
Ho, a deaf zombie that gets his hearing back after he gets infected.
Hold on.
But he did get his sound back.
So listen,
Not only is it a disease.
we gotta get up out of here, bro. We gotta go to another stream. Those of you guys who are watching, we're doing dual streams. We're gonna leave on an intermission and come back in about 15 to 20 minutes with Jody's Corner Live. We're gonna talk about Ant-Man. Those results, bro.
Oh,
I
man.
told y'all niggas about that shit, but hey,
man,
I gotta
man,
watch the movie though first. Nigga miss me.
For sure.
Shit's about to go down, bro. So you pro Ant-Man motherfuckers, I want to hear from y'all. But otherwise, we'll have that discussion, bro.
What do you mean? What do you mean? I didn't say it was gonna be good.
Oh, hold on, Lottie.
This makes sense now. This is why you don't like it. Good shit.